I said good morning. Good morning. Only half of you are saying good morning. Is it really a bad morning? I know all of you are really curious to make a lot of money. How many of you are interested in making more money? Hello? Yeah. And I also know when it comes to people, business is always a challenging business. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah. So I'm going to spend some time with you to really understand how this disruption is actually happening. I know we have the people from Growth Enabler, they're going to come and they're going to talk about the disruption is happening in the business world. But in terms of people, let me just try and figure out how it is. Last November, after a global convention in the US, I went to a conference in the Vegas. It's a technology conference. And some serious topic came up. And they said the 70% of whatever business that we are doing today right now will be out of business 5 years down the line. Is that a shocker for all of us? Hello? Yeah? So, it's really a big shocker. So, the question disruption and disruptive, it's like a tsunami for all of us. We don't want to hear those words. How many of you wanted to hear that word? Right? I'm actually a subscriber of this particular e-magazine portal called Maxter. How many of you have this? Maxter? Yeah. It's about 5,000 magazine on your iPad. All you need to pay is about $5,000 per year, but they have an offer. I paid only $2,000. And you have 5,000 magazine on your iPad, be it a Fortune or Fortune India, you name it, all those business magazines or health magazines, Business World, of course, Business World, quite a lot of them, right? So everything is there in that particular portal, and all you need to pay is about 200 rupees or $2,000. So imagine the kind of scenario that's happening. And everybody is so happy with this one organization. The moment you heard this name called Tata, you believe in trust. So Tata means trust, yes or no? And people just come and say, it's been a company which is close to about 100 or 100 plus years existence, and they compare with one company called Flipkart, and they say, this is valued more than Tata Group. What business are we talking about? But the other side of it, if you still see how much money Flipkart is actually making, you all know the story. I don't want to talk about it, yes or no? Yeah, so this is a business scenario. When it comes to the disruption in the people business, they say nuclear bomb on recruiting. Can you tell me what exactly is this? All of them are actually talking about, Parinthos was talking about this portal called LinkedIn. Yes or no? Everybody talks about this is actually the nuclear bomb on recruiting. What LinkedIn does actually, there are close to about 500 million plus CVs, and beyond. It's growing every single second, every single minute. Just imagine if you have a recruitment agency to have such a kind of database, how many years it would have happened? It would have taken. Hello? Is it not mind-blowing? And what it actually happens, what's going to be the scenario of these recruitment companies, all these people business who actually try and figure out and find people for your organization? The second thing, what LinkedIn does, nowhere we had this opportunity in the past gone by year where you as a candidate can go out and talk to the world saying that I have something to say to you. Whereas it's pretty much available on LinkedIn and everybody talks about all those things which they probably came as their personal values. Now, another interesting thing that we're talking about when it comes to the corporate world, this word is pretty much a big word, talent management. What is talent management? Everything that goes around, right from recruiting, identifying, linking with the strategic initiative of the organization, ensure that this guy works with you, coaches them, and then try and fit the right kind of skill gap available in the organization and fit him there. All kind of thing put together is called as talent management. But the question here is, I'm an entrepreneur for the last 21 years, starting from a scratch, build around a business, 3 different locations, some of our businesses that we are into highly people intensive. You have a carpenter to interact with, and you also have a CEO on the other side to interact with, different levels of people. So the challenges of an SME It's different. Yes or no? It's totally different. Whereas in the corporate world, if you look at it, there is a traditional induction process. And people say you have to go on with all this traditional induction process. You have people coming into the company, you give a 6 long months of induction, and the kind of people that we have in our organization, they just leave you and go in about a week's time. Where do we have this? All this methodology is going to really work for you. It's not going to really help you. So coming back to this SME, there are high challenges, very, very high challenges. How do we attract the right kind of people? Even if you attract right kind of people, can you pay them that kind of money that you have? How do we really sustain these kind of things? So if you really look at it, I know this Kerala is pretty famous for all those major jewelry chains. Yes or no? Now look at the business scenario. There is a conventional jewelry guy. He opens the shop in the morning, go back in the evening. He makes some money. He's got some set of customers he meets every single day. There's another type of jewelry business owners where they come in, the shop is pretty much bigger one. It's all about the number of kgs of stocks that they have. In the evening when he go back, he looks at the market price. Okay, yesterday it was so and so price, today the price gone up. Whether I made money or lost money. The third guy comes and says, I have chains of store. I go by valuation game. I have people investing in my business. I don't talk about stock. I don't talk about anything. I talk about this game of taking the business to the next big thing. Now, how do you want to do it? Do you want to really take it up that way, or you want to go back and do the same old traditional, conventional jewelry guy who keeps it's like a one-man show kind of a thing? I'm just trying to link this jewelry as an example. It pretty much goes for any other businesses. So how do you really scale up your business? What are the things that you need to do? In my personal or humble belief, I strongly believe for all of us, people is the number one challenge today. How many of you agree with me? You need to get the right kind of guy. So how do you really get the right kind of guy? That is one thing. Second thing is that, okay, you got pretty much motivated by C.K. Kumar. I also keep getting motivated every single time that I listen to him. The fact of the matter is that he also studied from Coimbatore. I'm basically from Coimbatore. So there's a connection between that as well. Now the question here is, you as an owner, you as an entrepreneur, you have a vision that you want to build a 500 crore company, and your employee wants to go by 5 o'clock in the evening. How do you relate to this? You're charged up. You want to really go back and do something tomorrow morning because you're inspired. You have all the tools that we're talking about today, but your guy is coming and telling something else. So do you really align the vision that, okay, if I become, I have an entrepreneur who's known to me, a very, very, very good friend of mine. He tells, about 10 years back, he was asking all those managers, what kind of car you guys drive? Is it Honda City, Toyota, Corolla? Okay, if I grow this much of business, in 10 years down the line, I assure every one of you drive a BMW or Merc or Audi. So if you kind of align your vision with your team, that's a very important exercise that you need to do.